So I logged on to Steam the other day, and in the new releases section I saw a free-to-play game called America's Army Proving Grounds. Now, I've been an America's Army fan for a long time. Anyone who's ever played America's Army 2 knows what I'm talking about. The days of hard-sighting a target a few hundred meters away and squeezing off well-aimed and precise shots were the business. The good old days of 24-hour servers on either bridge or pipeline, and of course, shooting the drill instructor in the face at the rifle range. All good fun. That hardcore realism FPS fans just couldn't get enough of. And to top it all off, it was totally free to the public. For the first time in modern history, the government actually did gamers a favor. Push aside the unfortunate sequel America's Army 3 was, and the series' history is a relatively positive one, with FPS aficionados who love games like Arma 2, Brothers in Arms, Rainbow Six, and other military sims eagerly awaiting a proper follow-up. So enter America's Army's Proving Ground. Now let me say right off the bat that I wasn't expecting a great game at all. Hell, I wasn't even expecting a good game. Once you actually get into Proving Grounds, the first thing you'll notice is that the infamously annoying training missions from the previous games are gone. Well, at least that's what people who aren't familiar with America's Army would say. Without the training missions, you'll get chucked into a game with people who have no comprehension of how to play the game, use certain weapons or mechanics, and how to work as a team. Not that that matters anyway, since the pacing of the game has been turned all the way up to ludicrous speed.
Ludicrous speed! Go!
Even I, an America's Army veteran, was a bit intimidated when entering my first game. Without any training missions, people don't know what to do. What new classes would there be? What new squad functions would there be? Well, my worries would all be answered when I found out that there were, in fact, no squad systems, no limit to weapon classes, and all in-game actions are defined by holding down a use button.
Just give me up, just give me up, just give me up!
Got him.
1R 1911.
Need a medic.
No, you idiot!
You good to
Why
go?
you do this?
All patched up.
Everything in Proving Grounds has been streamlined to the likes of Call of Duty and Counter-Strike. That's right, folks. This game is somewhat comparable to Call of Duty. Don't start chucking full wine bottles at your computer screen just yet, because I know what you're thinking. They ruined America's Army forever. You know, Hipfire is now a viable option, and you can take a fair amount of hits before going down. You can even slide into and out of cover, and you have infinite sprint capabilities. Now, I was shocked and disappointed when I stumbled into this upside-down variation of what was once a thinking man's shooter. Even the voice chat, usually reserved for dedicated players who want to work together, was hijacked by shouting armchair warriors.
What? The faggot spamming his sniper rifle! They're on my body! They're on my body!
And the game is filled with completely unrealistic and arcade-like instances that, while kinda cool and intense, are totally sacrilegious to the America's Army name and what it stood for.
I'm out, reloading.
You get badges for being unstoppable and rewarded for kills over team play most of the time.
Very.
Thank you.
He's still down there.
And one of the most annoying things about this game, more than the fact that it isn't even a true America's Army game, is that there's no anti-aliasing. What kind of PC game gets released in 2013 without anti-aliasing? Everything has a harsh, jagged look to it at a distance. Even forcing anti-aliasing through my NVIDIA control panel didn't resolve the issue. This isn't an America's Army game, and the developers should feel embarrassed that they would put such a reputable name on a game like this. But you know what? If you stripped the title off this game and just took it for what it is, instead of what it should be, you might find yourself in a very peculiar situation. You see, I went into this game expecting a new version of a classic military simulator. What I got was a faster-paced, semi-arcade-like military shooter, more akin to Counter-Strike. I was disappointed that I didn't get what I wanted, but what I did get wasn't actually as bad as it seemed. If you look past the rough edges and the less mature community, you're left with a fairly well executed free-to-play military shooter. There's no in-game currency, so everyone is on a level playing field based purely off of skill. The maps are detailed and varied, and the production value is actually pretty high. I hate myself for saying it, but I actually enjoyed playing the game. It's not what I wanted, nor what I expected, but I actually found myself having fun. Unlike America's Army 3, everything in this game seems to work. The weapon mechanics are responsive and precise, there aren't nearly as many technical issues, and the game is so far well optimized. Everything this game sets out to do, it seems to have accomplished. It may not have been what old fans of the series wanted, but if you're open enough to just push past the fact that this isn't even meant to be a simulator, then it's a welcome and worthy addition to the free-to-play market. It's nice to see that America's Army can still turn out a decent game, even if it isn't what we were expecting. To me, the biggest crime the game has committed is a charge of lost identity. It wasn't at all what anyone thought it should be, but it pulled off its new persona just enough for everyone, even a hardcore America's Army fan like myself, to believe in it. America's Army Proving Grounds gets a B+ for showing signs of life to the series. Too bad it wasn't the way fans expected of it, and it might cause those fans to start looking elsewhere. For everyone else, head on over to Steam, check it out, because it doesn't cost you a penny.
Sorry. You startled me.